Hey, you guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another episode. Let me see, did you see that? No. Welcome. I'm moving some stuff around. Welcome to another episode of this Piscean Reports. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, you guys are having a lovely evening. For those of you new to my channel, welcome aboard. My name is Chiquita. How are you? For those of you who are returning, welcome back, you guys. Welcome back. All right, so we have round one of the holiday season under our belts. And I said, okay, it's time to get back to doing a little something. And I decided to draw some more cards. And once again, I was guided to the Love Oracle. I think that's what these are called. I drew the initial cards, and I figured we'll just go from there and let's see what Spirit has to say. So let's jump right in, see what we got going on here. You guys got an interesting situation going on here. And of course, because I was just reading a quick article. I had to ask myself, is the retrograde over? And because I figured it should be by now, and it is. But we are in that shadow phase of the retrograde. So, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, retrograde is over. We can relax. And no, 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 no. The messiness that occurred during the peak period of the retrograde still exists. It's just that in the shadow phase, I'm going to use the term that the young lady used in her article. Her name was Eliza Kelly. Give credit where credit is due. Eliza Kelly, I think she works for the New York Times or something. It said New York at the top. But anyway, so she was saying that, the shadow phase is the cleanup phase. Okay, so it's like everybody had their explosive moments, Which one of those planets is about communication? Is it Mercury? I believe they were saying that it's Mercury. But because I know we had Sagittarius and Scorpio. Is it season that we're in now? I believe. I think so. And but anyway, so yeah, so everybody, if you guys had whatever explosions or whatever take place, the shadow phase is now coming in to clean up things that need to be said. Everybody has said what they needed to say. They got in their feelings, things were said, and the whole nine. And so now we're in that phase where everybody has said what they needed to say. This is that clearing period, time to come in and clean up and finalize so we can all move on, But anyway, so I was looking at you guys' cards here, and you have, let me just go ahead and show your first card. You've got engagement ring. And I was like, wow, interesting, all right? Your next card, you had girl talk. Your card after that, you had cassette. Well, I tell you what, cassette, and of course it's retrograde season and, the past is coming up, but cassette just keeps coming out. So someone is replaying words that were said, but let me keep going. Your next card, you had coffin. And I don't mean to laugh, let me just go ahead and give you guys these, and then we'll just talk, okay? Because I think a lot of you guys are going to be like, yep. And then your last card, you had not today. Like, you're just not dealing, right? So, what I'm getting is there's some kind of someone wants to commit. I would even go so far as to say maybe, well, let me just say this first. So you've got an issue here of commitment, Okay, that's first and foremost. It was like right there, boom, basis of this whole thing. It's about getting engaged, or it's about making a commitment with someone else. Okay, but with girl talk here, it's like you, my darling, like it says, you're happily single. Okay, so the feeling that I am getting is that, and excuse my nails, guys, I know I need to hear, I'll just move down. I know I need to get them done, but hey, rent comes first. But anyway, so yeah, it's like I think there was an issue of commitment. Someone may want to commit to you, but you are, no, you're not. I don't see you being the one who wants to commit, at least not to this, whoever this person is, right? And it could be male, female, you guys take it as it resonates. And once again, like I said with cassette here, it's like someone wanted to commit to you. You didn't want to commit to them. And so you got with cassette smack dab in the middle. Now, like I said, someone is replaying words that were said. Like maybe someone wanted to commit to you. Maybe they were talking about making, taking the relationship to the next level, and you were like, yeah, no, for whatever reason, you didn't think it was a good idea. For everybody, it's going to be something different, but whoever, I think, yes, this person wanted to commit to you. You didn't want to, you kind of either downplayed it, or you just said nope, you just weren't interested, and this isn't the right time, whatever. And you bowed out. Okay, hopefully they did not actually present you with a ring in front of people, and and then you had to say no, not no. I think this is more conversations, because with, like I said, with the retrograde and everything, it's one of the things that kind of goes haywire is talks of any kind of communication. Maybe the way you said no, or like I said, if it was in front of other people or something went south with that whole thing. Bottom line, okay, and someone is quite literally replaying the words. Hopefully it was just you and your person, and you guys were just sitting in your little space, and you're discussing taking your relationship to the next level, and you said no, I don't want to do that, and words were said, why, why not? They wanted to know the whys and what's wrong with me, and this is the other thing, and you know what I mean? It got ugly, bottom line. And so words were said, and someone is replaying the words that were said during that conversation. I imagine that they were pretty explosive, okay? So much so to the point to where with Coffin here, you guys ended it. Okay. I was looking at that. Endings bring new beginnings. For some of you, this needed to happen. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we just stay with people out of comfort, out of habit, out of, whatever. And, this person, for whatever reason, like I said, everybody's got their whole reason why they, stick around, but as long as they do. But the C word finally came up, commitment, and you were like, no, I don't want to take this to that level. Words were exchanged. Things are, and now that we are in the shadow phase, this is that period where, and it's smack dab in the middle, this is that period where things have been said and everybody goes to their corner and they listen to replay the things that were said and the things they want to do and things like that. But bottom line, for some of you guys, I think it definitely ended, but it needed to end. Like I said, that ending is going to bring a new beginning for you. Okay. Now, with not today, Somebody might be, I feel like you're okay with your decision. You're good. I think you're sure what you wanted to do. You recognize that it wasn't going anywhere and you ended it. But was still angry here. I think somebody is like pissed. They are pissed. They cannot believe that I think that they may even be in shock. Maybe you guys have been together so long, and it could be a situation where they bring you around their family and to the family gatherings and things like that, and it was just kind of assumed. People, everybody just assumed you guys were going to take it to the next level, but you decided no, that this isn't something I want to do, okay? But I feel like your decision to end it is going to benefit you. It's going to be a good thing. But just know your person is a little angry about your decision. They're feeling some type of way about the decision to end it. Okay, maybe they never even brought out the ring, but they put one in layaway, or they, had it tucked away, and they were about to present it to you, and they just kind of wanted to feel you out before they did. I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. You had twin flames here. Somebody probably thought that you were their person. And yeah, I guess you said no, you're not. Let me see. I'm going to get a couple of other cards real quick before I decided I wanted to just kind of pull some while you guys are here. Camera. Yep, thinking about you. Man, this, they're not taking it well. I got to tell you, your person is not taking your decision well at all. Okay, they're replaying, I don't know, words, the times that you guys spent together. I think someone was just so sure you were the one, and it turns out it's not. But you had the card of camera here. They thought you were their twin flame. They're thinking about you all the time, replaying words or events from the past. You're living rent free in their head, like you are heavy on this person's mind, but they are angry. So hopefully this proposal was not in front of other people. It could just be an ego thing. What's the next card here? Mask. Yep. What I say? Somebody's not showing your true feelings here. Somebody's probably pretending like, it didn't bother me. So what? So the collective didn't want me. I was just feeling mad. I was just doing them a favor, or blah, blah, blah. Just like I found them, I found somebody else. You know how it is. Somebody gets in their ego. Their feelings get hurt. And apparently, this has made it outside of the space. So maybe you called your girls and you told them what happened, and they told some people, and then they told some people. Dude went to call one of his boys and said, I can't believe, let me tell you what this happened. I put a ring on layaway for this B, and I was, feeling out, and I was trying to, he wanted a romantic proposal for the holidays, and y'all got to talking, and you was like, no, I ain't trying to commit right now, and things blew up, and so they're telling, bottom line, it's out. It's definitely out. So, oh my gosh. Oh, that is so unfortunate. For them. It's unfortunate for them. Spirit said, be specific. Oh, okay. Yep, this is that time. This is the advice from Spirit for you with self-indulgence, Focus on the self and self-worth, okay? You also have time to heal here, but you have a greater appreciation with self-appreciation here. You're doing good. Bottom line, things are good on your end, okay? I think what you did, you had to do. Okay, before it got out of hand, before it got any further, to that point where, God forbid, where you're walking down the aisle and you have to say no and you change your mind, and you were, intelligent enough and level-headed enough to say no, I don't, you know, you let them know, whoever this is, you let them know that you aren't as serious as they were, or you weren't not serious, but what's you get what I'm saying. It was more, um they were more invested in this than you, or if even if you were invested. Coffee cup. Meeting and conversing, you got coffee cup here. So, before I say something, I was going to say they may want to, you can expect to hear from them, but hang on a sec. It could just be a situation where they would like to converse with you, okay? But, maybe they are in their, like I said, they're in their feelings right now. They're a little hurt. Their ego's a little bruised, you know, and yeah. Or, if you are female, same situation, turn it, I mean, if you are male, I'm sorry, and she brought up the subject of you guys taking things to the next level, but you were kind enough and intelligent enough, and I feel kind, rather than fool this person into thinking that it's something it isn't. You spoke up and said something. Okay, mirroring each other right now. Relationships reflect our wounds. Interesting. Relationships reflect our wounds. Somebody wants to talk. Okay, maybe both you guys want to talk right now, but you just, whatever was said was so harsh. Like I said, you're in that shadow phase. During the retrograde, the explosion happened. Words were said, things were done, and you guys went to your mutual corners, and now you're in this situation right here. Somebody's thinking about the other person. They want to do that. Okay. But whoever you are, male or female, take it as resonates. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. Okay. Maybe, like I said, because everybody assumed you guys were going to get married and assumed you guys were that couple, this person may have taken you for granted. Took the relationship itself for granted. Like something happened here. And yeah. But thankfully you have a greater appreciation for who you are. You recognize that you matter, and that's the beauty of retrogrades. Sometimes there's these gorgeous, amazing, wonderful little, spiritual gems in the midst of all of the crazy. There's always that little nugget of wisdom there. If it's something, and you're like, wow, God, that sucked. But I do now, I know how to stand up for myself. I know that I matter. I've learned to put me first, don't just, make it about the other person all the time, Um, that's a shame. A ring. Somebody was ready to commit, girl. They was ready to commit with girl talk here and self-indulgent. And you got two females. You may very well be female, and dude and it's a dude. It's a guy. But anyway, let me see. Give me another. What's going on? Is there anything? Are you guys going to talk? Like, what's going on, Spirit? Are they going to talk? Are they going to talk? Are they going to get together? Here, let me put it in your face so you guys can see this. Let's go. Oh, ooh, okay. Ooh, oh, you guys. I got not enough here. somebody just wasn't bringing it in some way. They just weren't, they weren't with not enough. They just, it's so awesome that they wanted to give you that ring. God bless you. They wanted it. They meant well, but at the same time, it's like I get the feeling of, you know what, you just took it for granted. You just assumed that I was this person. You just assumed, that this was going to be that. They took advantage. They, uh, um, mm, not enough. Wow. There's just not. There's nothing. There's nothing. Coffin. Oh my God. Not enough. Oh my God. Yeah, no. No, you guys, I think it wouldn't hurt for you guys to talk. Let me see. Spirit says with not enough here, just don't even waste your time. You know, just don't. Should you guys get together and talk? Um, It's like, unless you're just gonna, get together and say, listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say what I said, and that type of situation, and kind of clear the air in that way. I love you. I did love you. You're very special to me. You mean a lot to me. However, and then just say, what needs to be said. But at the end of the day, with not enough here, y'all, should you talk? Y'all both, if with mirror here, I think you do. I think both of you guys could talk, but even if you do, I don't think it's going to be enough to save the relationship. I think you've made up your mind here, okay? With the girl talk card here. Give me that one more time. Where is it? Happily single. Yeah, you're cool. You're okay with things exactly as they are. I think if anything, excuse me, I think if anything, you're just sorry that it happened the way it did. But at the end of the day, with girl talk, self-indulgence, and not enough, it's a no. It's a no. It's a no. Mm, mm, mm. Keys on the ring. Look, somebody's got options. Look at that. You got options. You're like, you know what? He should have been he was lucky to have me as long as he did. I love it. I love the confidence, sweetheart. He was lucky to have me as long as he did. Shoot. I care, but, okay, we got 2 cards here. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Look. Somebody's heartbroken. Your person is heartbroken. Like, they did not take this at all. And maybe that's why they're heartbroken, because they know. I think this person realizes on some level they absolutely took you for granted. They did. And then you backed out. You were like, you know what? I'm gone. I'm not, it's not benefiting me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And yeah, thank God the conversation came up of commitment, because things needed to be said. That was your out, and you got out. Okay. And you've got options. So does your person. And I think because your person knows you've got options, they are heartbroken. Oh, look what came after love. This is going to be that final card. This is the capper on my pyramid. But yeah, they're hurt. They're hurt. This person, if it helps you at all, this person did love you. Okay. And I think on some level, that, but because someone else feels that does not mean that you're just supposed to accept it. They love me, therefore I'll stick around. It's like, what does that mean? They love you, but do they respect you? They love you, but do they do they show it? They love you, but are they taking you for granted? Okay. Um, they love you, but do you love them in the same way? Can you commit to that person? Can you wake up every day and look over and see that face for the rest of your life? And I feel like you were like, nope. This relationship was not giving to you. Not at all. But it was for your person. So I think it was all good on their end, not on yours. So you guys said what you needed to say. Things happened, okay? But with coffin here and not enough, oh my gosh. It's pointless. It's pointless. You guys certainly can talk. I feel like maybe on some level with the mirror here you want to, okay? But if truth be told, you have options. You're a beautiful young lady. You got the world by the strings. You got the world by the balls, and but just know that your person is really hurt. Okay. And they do love you. They do love you. Okay. Maybe they didn't show it or whatever. Let me scooch. Do I want to scooch that down or just slide that up some? Yeah, there you go. They love you. Okay, Spirit, it's nice that Spirit finished it with that. Okay, you love you. It could be you also have self-love here. You put yourself first. If this is not that message from Spirit saying, hey, at least this person really did love you, though. If you didn't know, they did. For others of you, it may not be that, maybe they just, like I said, wasn't giving for you. Okay. And you recognize you learned the value of self-love. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. It was ugly, but at the end of the day, it's beautiful. That's what retrogrades are all about, messiness, explosions, and, then the dust clears and the dust settles and, and whatever was, whatever is, and whatever will be, But that is the message that I have for you. Wow, you had hammer. I shuffled and had hammer here. We're going to leave it just like it is. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. We're at 27 minutes. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope you liked the message. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. Nothing make me happier than saying, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry things happened the way they did, but everything happens for a reason. Okay, ultimately, at the end of the day, you did the right thing. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go. That was really specific. I'm like, wow. All right. For those of you in there like, no, not my story. Hopefully you enjoyed to hear about somebody else's struggles. I'm going to go ahead and go. You guys have a great rest of your evening. I will see you next time on the next video. You guys take care. Bye-bye.